talk about lower back pain. So the first step is identifying where the problem is, because typically where the pain is, the problem isn't. Most of us, day to day, from school, growing up, our whole lives, we're stuck in this hunched over position. We're sitting all day. When you're in a seated position, our hips, the front of our hips get a little bit tighter, and our lower back and our butt cheeks get a little bit stretched out and get a little bit weak, the way to put it. So when we're stuck in that hunched position all day, hunched over looking at our phone, sitting at our desk, your hips are actually going to get tight, your chest is going to get tight, your lower back is going to be loose. So something we need to do, we need to address, is figure out what is causing the pain. Because usually it's one of two camps. We can have a traumatic injury that causes our pain, like a car accident or a big fall, or we just have general tightness that we deal with every day and will flare up from time to time. Most of the time it's just a combination of the two. So the first step is going to be to identify a neutral position, and I say happy spots for our hips and for our back. So when you stand, we want to make sure that we're not arching our back in, and we want to make sure our hips aren't tilted down. Okay, this is called anterior pelvic tilt. We want to make sure that our hips are in a neutral position, not fully rotated the other way into a posterior position, but neutral. So think of your hips as a bucket of water. We don't want the water spilling over the front or spilling over the back. We want to make sure that's that nice neutral spot. So to find that, you got to flex your butt cheeks a little bit, create a little bit of tension there, and bring our rib cage down slightly. You want to think there's a PVC pipe up our spine, and or the middle of our back is neutral. So you're going to feel your abs puff out a little bit. That's the first step, is just to calm down all the overactive muscles in our back, especially if we're spasming. And a really good position for this is laying down on our back with our feet and heels up on an elevated surface, whether that be a couple pillows or a box. You're on the ground with your heels and the calves up on your couch. Whatever you need to do to try to calm down our back, because when it comes down to it, pain is a signal from our brain whether or not there's any tissue damage. So we want to make sure we calm down our central nervous system to allow us to try to take the next steps in recovering from our back injury and starting to address those issues that caused it in the first place. The next step is going to be to inhibit those overactive muscles. One way, which I'm a huge fan of, to inhibit the lower back, especially if you're having spasms, is to inhibit the QL. To take a lacrosse ball or tennis ball, you're going to lay down and push your back into that ball. So that's laying down on a flat surface with our legs bent. The ball will be an inch or two above our dimple, above our SI in our back, and an inch or two out from our spine, so it's on the muscle. And we want to make sure we're laying down, we're pushing down into that ball. And you're going to feel your back tense up a little bit at first, but you want to work on breathing into our belly as we push down and let it inhibit and dig into that muscle. You can try it in a few different spots up your back, but you can spend 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes breathing into that ball on each side.